Okay. Right, it looks like we've had a few technical issues there, so we'll restart again because, you know, there's obviously people trying to interfere with this channel. So it looks like we're now actually live, yeah? Are we now actually live? Can anyone who's on here confirm that we are live? Okay? Can anyone confirm, please, that Arno TV is live? Just give us, you know, thumbs up or a hey or whatever in the chat. Because what is going on is absolutely disgraceful. And I'm sick and tired of interference with this channel, okay? We all know it's going on. We all know it's going on. And, you know, good luck to them. Yeah, good luck to them. Well, anyway, welcome back to Arno TV. It looks like there's been a bit of a delay by 30 minutes of this live stream coming on live, yeah? So, just, as I said, if anyone can let us know that we are live, that would be great. So, let's just go back to what I was speaking about, because why I've come on here tonight is because if you ever wanted, you know how I've told you before, how I've told you that all these people, all of them, not only are they all working together, they're all working hand in hand with each other, okay? And these people that we speak about on this channel, all of them, they all want to create a completely separate world to the one that we're going to live in. And these people in this world are going to be able to do whatever they want, break any rules they want, you know, cover up whatever sordid dealings and corruption that's going on. And that includes what is going on with this trial with Ghislaine Maxwell. I want to read you something, because something that I've seen today is absolutely disgraceful, okay? So let's just start here in the Express. Just before we start, can anyone confirm that we are live? Are we now live? Are we now live on YouTube? It looks like we are live. So that looks good. Yeah, it looks like we are now live. Brilliant. Right, so let's start here in the Express. So, you know, remember me telling you on the last live broadcast that this trial could now be in jeopardy because a juror has come out and revealed to the press that they were a victim of sexual abuse. And as part of the jury selection for this particular trial, yeah, as part of that, then the jury, they had to answer whether they've ever been a victim of sexual abuse. And there's all sorts of allegations now that two of the jurors have either not filled in this correctly or have hidden the fact that they were victims of sexual abuse as part of this jury selection. So let's just start here in the Express. Ghislaine Maxwell, retrial, calls grow. A second member of a jury says they were abused. A jury among those who convicted Ghislaine Maxwell of sex trafficking has hired a lawyer after it was revealed that he faced sexual abuse as a child. Okay? Revelations has led to Ms. Maxwell's attorney requesting a fresh trial for the British socialite. She was convicted last week on 5 counts out of 6 relating to the trafficking of children and grooming of young girls on behalf of her partner, the late convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? And, you know, there's more about this in The Sun. Okay? Jurors passed Ghislaine Maxwell to file mistrial after jury member told others of his own experience of sexual abuse. Sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell is set to file for a mistrial after a jury member admitted telling others of his own experience of abuse to sway them. Scotty David, 35, this is the guy, said some jurors were struggling to believe Miss Maxwell's victims. He revealed the jury room went silent when he detailed what happened to him when young, telling them, like the women in New York, in the New York case, he could remember only some of what happened. So this is the guy, Scotty David, that's come out and spoken to the press. This is the chap that's put this whole trial in chaos, okay? And there's more of this in the Mirror, okay? Juror who found Ghislaine Maxwell guilty says his own childhood abuse helped with the verdict. Have you noticed? This is the message that these people in the media are putting out, that this juror, his own experience helped with the verdict in this trial. When Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers tried to undermine the accuser's credibility, jury Scotty David used his own life experience during their deliberations. A member of the jury who found predator Ghislaine Maxwell guilty says his own childhood abuse helped reach a verdict. Maxwell was accused of recruiting and grooming 4 teenagers for paedophile Epstein between 1994 and 2004, eventually being convicted of 5 of the 6 charges against her. Okay, and there's more of this being pushed out by the Mail. It's an absolute disaster. Now prosecution appoint counsel for rogue juror who says he swayed jury deliberations with chat of his own sex abuse experience as defence calls for mistrial. So again, they are talking in the Mail about this juror, Scotty David's own personal experiences of abuse against him as a child, and how that has swayed the jury in this trial. And this is the chap, as we've said, that's come out and spoken to the media and put this whole trial in chaos. And there is now a real possibility that this despicable, vile woman could have a retrial. And God forbid if some kind of technical legal argument comes out that maybe they might get it out of this altogether. Who knows? But this is an absolute disgrace, and there's more of this being pushed out by the Daily Mail. Rogue juror in Ghislaine Maxwell trial said did not tell court he was a sexual assault victim during jury selection, as jailed socialites' lawyers push for retrial. Okay, so all the British press are talking about this juror, Scotty David, giving out an interview to the press. Yeah, to the press. Okay, well, do you know how I've told you? Do you know how I've told you how all of these disgusting people are working together, and they're all working together to cover this story up? Yeah, well, let me just turn the music down. And let me just show you something. While I've been off my day off work today, let me just show you something that I watched earlier on NBC News that went out in America. Yeah, let me just show you something. I'm just going to shut up, play this, and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Trial that's centered on sexual abuse, 2 jurors reveal they too have experienced abuse. Their own personal experiences now pushing Ghislaine Maxwell's attorneys to ask for a new case. At issue, legal experts say, whether or not the 2 were adequately forthcoming about their experiences before trial. A man identifying himself as Scotty David was one of the jurors. He spoke to several media outlets, including thedailymail.com.
I don't want to.
Oh, I see. So this Scotty David, this juror that's come out and spoken to the press and put this whole trial in jeopardy, who did he speak to? The Daily Mail! The Daily Mail! Klaus Schwab's friends over at the Daily Mail! And remember, people, the reason why I am calling the Daily Mail Klaus Schwab's friends is because Klaus Schwab used to be the director of the Daily Mail from April 1998 to December 2004. Didn't he? And who is Klaus Schwab working hand in hand with? Oh, that's right. Isabel S. Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's sister. This is unbelievable. So out of all the media this Scotty David could have spoken to, he just happened to choose the paper that's working hand in hand with Klaus Schwab, and Ghislaine Maxwell's sister is working hand in hand with Klaus Schwab. Are you seeing what is going on here? Are they taking us for complete fools? This guy just happened to speak to the Daily Mail, did he? Who is this guy? who is Scotty David? Who is this guy? And what connections does this guy have? Because are we led to believe that out of all the media, all the way around the world, that he just happens to speak to the Daily Mail, who are working hand in hand with Klaus Schwab? And Klaus Schwab just happens to have working for him Ghislaine Maxwell's sister, who's pushing the Great Reset, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and stakeholder capitalism. Are you kidding me? This is a cover-up. It's an absolute disgrace what is going on here. And just remember, Klaus Schwab's friends over in the Daily Mail are happy to put articles out there like Jeffrey Epstein's on Jeffrey Epstein, saying Jeffrey Epstein book, claiming he and Ghislaine Maxwell were Mossad spies who filmed US politicians and power players having sex with underage girls to blackmail them. And anybody who knows anything about this story very well knows that Epstein had secret cameras all over all of his properties and was quite clearly videoing all these high-profile people that were involved in this whole sordid, despicable, vile affair, okay? That we all know was going on. And here they are, the Mail, putting out a cover story about this book that Dylan Howard's put out, Dead Men Tell No Tales, where they're talking about these theories. Ha ha ha, that's what the Mail say. Don't listen to this, it's just a conspiracy theory. But we all know these rumours about the Maxwells being involved in the intelligence community have been around for years, haven't they? Just like we were telling you the other day in this article in The Guardian. What's this article titled? The Murky Life and Death of Robert Maxwell and How It Shaped His Daughter Ghislaine. Okay? You know, and there she is with Maxwell in this, Robert Maxwell in this picture. You remember him? Do you remember Robert Maxwell? The guy who swindled £400 million worth of pension funds, you know, and allegedly committed suicide on his boat, the Lady Ghislaine, in the Canary Islands, yeah? You remember that? Just like Jeffrey Epstein's alleged suicide, yeah? These people are an absolute disgrace. And in this article by The Guardian, what does it say? Let me just read you a section of this article in The Guardian, and it's talking about the late Robert Maxwell. Throughout his life, he was a good friend to Israel, investing heavily in publishing, pharmaceutical and computer firms in the country. He met accusations he was an Israeli spy with furious denials and legal threats. Such speculations were fanned again after his death, when he was accorded an almost state funeral in Israel, attended by the then Prime Minister Yitzhak Shamir and the President Chaim Herzog, and buried in the Jerusalem Mount of Olives. Conspiracy theorists have claimed that Mossad killed him because Israel refused him a loan and he threatened to retaliate. So, you know, these people out there very well know these rumours about the Maxwells being involved in the intelligence community have been around for years. And, I've got to start asking these questions. Are they involved in the intelligence community? Because it seems very, very strange to me that this jury member, out of all the media he could have spoken to in the world, he just happens to speak to Klaus Schwab's friends over at the Daily Mail. And it just so happens that Klaus Schwab is working hand in hand with Ghislaine Maxwell's sister, Isabel. Unbelievable! And, like I've told you, all these people are working together, because Prince Andrew's working with the World Economic Forum, isn't he? Because if we look at this article here in The Guardian from 2015, Prince Andrew to host reception at World Economic Forum in Davos. Like I've told you, all of these people, all of them know each other. They are all working together, and all of them that we speak about on this channel, every single last damn one of them, they are all working hand in hand with Klaus Schwab and all of his acolytes over at the World Economic Forum, pushing the agendas of the Great Reset, the Fourth Industrial Revolution and stakeholder capitalism. That is what these disgusting, vile, despicable people are up to. And I tell you what else these people want to do. What else these people want to do. These people actively want to cover up this story. And do you know why they want to cover up this story? Because of all the high profile people that are involved in this. And we are talking about these people and their acolytes. That is why these people are hell-bent on covering this up. This is absolutely disgusting, and these people are vile. Like here, you know, these people, let's just remember this article again in The Guardian that we were talking about the other day. What was Ghislaine Maxwell convicted of, and what happens next? I want to read you something in this article. Former British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell on Wednesday was convicted of recruiting and grooming teenage girls for sexual encounters with disgraced late financier Jeffrey Epstein between 1994 and 2004. 1994, yeah? 1994? 1994? That's a very, very interesting year, isn't it? 1994, a very interesting year. Because let me just show you something about 1994 and Ghislaine Maxwell, yeah? Let's look at this in the Steeple Times that was published on December the 11th, 2020, yeah? Watching Ghislaine, exclusive. Neighbour reveals Ghislaine Maxwell was under surveillance in 1994 over a mucky madam, okay? Activities, should I say, at her South Kensington Mews house met by police officers why they didn't stop her. As Ghislaine Maxwell's person, still unknown, new husband offers to put up a £23 million bail money, and PR peddler Brian Basham springs crazily on her behalf. Also, we can reveal that Ghislaine Maxwell was unbelievably under surveillance by British police as early as 1994. Aside from her residence in Kinnerton Street, Belgravia, Maxwell owned another house in Stanhope Mews East from circa 1989 until 1997. During this period, a neighbour who wishes to remain anonymous for their personal security has revealed to the Steeple Times that their home opposite was used by police to conduct a surveillance campaign on a woman they believe to be a madam. The businesswoman concerned told us, "I was visited by officers from the Met Police in 1994 whom asked to use a bedroom in my property and to install a camera at the window to monitor the house diagonally opposite 69 Stanhope Mews East. I was told at the time who the person... I was not told at the time who the person connected was, but I now realise it was Ghislaine Maxwell who was the owner of that house. I recall seeing very young girls coming and going from that building very often. The officers remained for a week, and then I heard no more about what happened next. All I knew was that a brothel was being operated from there and that the police wanted to close it down. They could have caught this evil woman then, and maybe her friendships with powerful people like Prince Andrew helped to ensure her criminality was swept under the carpet. What do you reckon? What do you reckon, people? This woman, according to this article in the Steeple Times, was under surveillance by the Met in 1994. I wonder where this woman was hanging out in London in 1994, because I've got a very funny feeling. I've got a very, very funny feeling with some of the things that I personally have viewed on the internet about 1994 concerning this woman. I've got a very, very funny feeling that a lot more about 1994 and what she was up to in London is forthcoming very, very, very soon. And it'd be very interesting if anyone could shed any more light on what this woman was doing in 1994 in London. Particularly, anyone can reveal where this woman was hanging out, because trust me, there is a big story going on about this woman in 1994, but it's not my story and it's not for me to tell you. And just remember, Ghislaine Maxwell, according to the Times, Ghislaine Maxwell will never name names, says her brother Ian. British socialite will refuse to reveal details of others in return for leniency, says her brother Ian, to the relief of the alleged co-conspirators. So, just like we've been telling you about this vile, despicable woman, not only is she a nonce involved in grooming and abuse of young girls, not only that, this woman is a nonce protector, and the people she's protecting are very, very high profile people, aren't they? And that is why all these people are colluding in the background to cover this up. Okay, this people is happening right in front of your eyes, and I want you to remember when I've told you before about how all these people get away with it, is they do it out in the open. This is going on out in the open in front of you. They are taking you for idiots. This is quite clearly a cover-up going on with this story. It's an absolute disgrace. And then when we talk about high-profile people, let's look at this article in the New York Times. Bill Gates met with Jeffrey Epstein many times despite his past, didn't he? Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted sex offender who committed suicide in prison, managed to lure an astonishing array of rich, powerful and famous men into his orbit. They were billionaires like Leslie Wexner, Victoria's Secret, Leon Black, politicians like Bill Clinton and Bill Richardson, Nobel laureates like Murray Gell-Mann and Frank Wilczek, okay? And even royals like Prince Andrew, okay? That is why these vile, despicable people are colluding in the background to actively cover and crush this story. This is a disgrace. What is going on? An absolute disgrace. And this should just go to show you the kind of world that these people want to create. Like I've said, they want to live in a completely separate world, and they are as corrupt as sin, these people, and they will stop at no lengths to cover their corruption and vile, sordid things like this up. This is an absolute disgrace. And let's just look more of this in CNN about who Epstein and Maxwell are involved with. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein's former pilot testifies Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew flew aboard Jeffrey Epstein's private plane. Okay? These are the kind of people that are involved with Epstein and Maxwell. Okay? This is what is going on, people. So, how are people feeling about this? How are people feeling about this? This is an absolute disgrace. Are you happy with what's going on here? Because these people, there's no doubt about it that they're trying to cover all this up. They are trying to cover it up. And do you think, seriously people, do you seriously think that it's a coincidence that this Scotty David, this juror that's put this whole trial in jeopardy, is it just a coincidence that he happened to give this interview to the Daily Mail? Yeah, the Daily Mail, Klaus Schwab's friends. and Isabel Maxwell just happens to be working hand in hand with Klaus Schwab, yeah? And Prince Andrew is working hand in hand with Klaus Schwab, and it's this paper that's putting, cover stories out about it's a conspiracy theory that these people are involved in the intelligence community, yeah? This is what's going on. These people are actively trying to crush and cover up this story because of the can of worms that it opens and the elite people that are involved in this vile, sordid whole affair. And like we've told you, all of these people that we speak about on this channel, all of them, they're all working hand in hand with Klaus Schwab and all his acolytes over at the World Economic Forum, and they're all pushing and promoting the agendas of stakeholder capitalism, the fourth industrial revolution, and the Great Reset, aren't they? Aren't they? These people are an absolute disgrace. And when I've told you all the way through this pandemic that these vile, despicable people have a lot to answer for, well, I am not kidding. These people have a lot to answer for. And if you ever wanted it to be crystal clear right in front of your eyes that these people are all colluding and working together, well, there you go. Look at what these people are doing, trying to cover up the truth on this whole vile, sordid affair. So we're just going to have to see what happens here. But I have got a very funny feeling about this case now, that there is going to be a legal loophole or something like that, or lesser charges are brought on this woman, because if this does go to a retrial, let's not forget, if this goes to a retrial, yeah, her defence now know exactly what these victims are going to say in court. Do you not understand what a huge advantage that would be? This is an absolute disgrace. And if we ever wanted to see what these people are really like and the lengths these people will go to cover up the truth, then just have a look at what's going on with this case, because this is absolutely disgusting. And anyone out there that's a fan of any of these people, seriously, there is absolutely zero hope for you. None. Because these people, these vile, disgusting, despicable people, they have a lot to answer for, don't they? So I'm going to wrap this broadcast up tonight, but I hope that people out there are seeing this, okay? I hope people out there are seeing exactly what's going on with this case, and exactly who is manoeuvring in the background to try and either put a positive spin on it, put cover stories out about them not being part of the intelligence community, etc. This is what is going on in the background, and again, it's all the same people that are involved. Surprise, surprise. So if you've enjoyed this live broadcast of Arno TV and you like the output that goes out on this channel, the content, then please like and subscribe to this channel. And once you do, please ring the notification bell so I can inform you people out there about future live streams that I might put out, future videos that I'm going to put out about all these despicable people and what the hell these people think they're up to. Because I am not going to stay silent while these kind of people rip up democracy on a day-by-day basis and throw it in the dustbin. Because be under no illusions, people out there, that is exactly what these people have been doing all the way through this pandemic. Where these people are trying to take us is absolutely abhorrent. They are trying to take us into a very, very dark world, and these people will stop at nothing to cover up the kind of corruption and vile behaviour that they're involved in. So I will be back soon, people, very soon. But until I am, I want everybody to take care out there. I want everybody to look after themselves. And I want everybody to open their eyes and start to see what these people are up to. Because it's got to change in 2022, people. We cannot keep living in this world with this system allowing these kind of people to operate like this. Things have to change this year. And these people need to be held to account for the things that they've done. And it's as simple as that. So I'm going to be back soon with some more videos for you. But until I am, take care, stay rock and roll, and I will be back soon.